Can't let it stop by. Say hey to the vlog.
Hi,
Whoa,
vlog.
getting abducted by aliens.
Golly, I'm getting like a serious headache from staring at this light. I've never used this ring light before. This is my first time, so. Hey y'all, welcome back to Katie on the Flip Side. I am back. I hope everybody had a great holiday season and is having a great new year. I am back with a very much requested video. A lot of you guys have wanted to know more details about how we did potty training with Gaines. We did the 3-day method. 3 days is an average. It did take her till day 5 to really get it, but we struggled. But it was so worth it in the end. That's been probably the #1 question. Was it worth it? Will you do it again? Yes, we loved it. We will definitely do it again when we were potty training Brooks, and yes, I would do it again with Gaines. Yes, I'm glad we did it, all of the above. So I'm gonna give you guys some details and some tips on what we did and how it went. When we started potty training with Gaines, she had just turned 2 the week before. It's different for every child. I would definitely recommend waiting until your child has shown at least some signs of readiness. There are some books that I read that said any child is capable of being potty trained by the age of 22 months. That's a personal preference. For us, the signs of readiness that we saw were Gaines started just complaining about the diaper being uncomfortable. She was saying she felt like she had a wedgie, which is just random. She would tell me when she needed to be changed. The day that she came up to me, put her hand on my arm and goes, "Mommy, Gaines need new diaper." Okay, I think you're ready. She also wanted to start helping take them off and put them on herself. We had also been introducing the concept for a good while. We had started talking about the potty, getting potty books, reading potty books with her. We bought a little potty seat that she had been sitting on the potty every now and then. So that was kind of a process, actually, getting her used to that. So we started that probably at like 18 months maybe, and we would have it even just, it was a potty seat that goes on top of the toilet, and we would actually have it sitting next to the toilet on the floor next to us so she'd get used to it. Then she'd try it on the potty seat. And before we started potty training, she had actually pooped in the potty one time, just randomly. She said she needed to go. So she was ready for sure, and she was really excited about it. Once your child is ready and once you are ready, make sure you pick a time to do it and a date that you're gonna start. Make sure it doesn't coincide with like major holidays or any place that you need to be. You want it to be a time that is low-key. You're gonna be staying at home and not going anywhere. You don't wanna really have anything planned for, you know, within the 7 days following that's major. Like you don't wanna all of a sudden have to go out of town and spend the night away after you've just your child's just gotten it. So pick a good time, set a date, and let your child know this is what we're about to do, which we didn't tell Gaines for sure until the day before. But the day before we started our major prep, we took her with us. She got to pick out her own big girl panties. We got all different characters, everything. Thanks. We got all kinds of different characters.
Frozen.
Let it go, let it go. A book that I read recommended at least 25 pairs of panties, and I apologize if y'all are weird with the word panties. When we were doing potty training, apparently some people, it's a weird word for them, but that's just what we say here. Underwear, panties, whatever. We just say panties. We decided to go ahead and get a bunch. I think we bought like 30 pairs, and it was helpful at the time. It's also been helpful since because, you know, if they have a little drippage or something, then you have some pair to back up or whatever, and you don't have to do laundry every day, so there you go. This is the one that we have and that we have been using. It goes on top of the potty. It's not like a separate potty. I liked that idea because I thought once we go to a public place, we're not gonna have a little potty seat with us all the time. We go to both of our parents' house a lot, to my sister's house, to all different places. So I wanted her to get comfortable with using the actual toilet. One thing I would recommend, it's great that it has handles and like contour, so she can kind of lean back on the back of it. It also has a rubber ring around the bottom here, and that was super helpful because it kept it from slipping. We did get one that was all cutesy characters and it had Minnie Mouse on it, and it had no rubber ring, and the handles were really not easy to hold, and she like slipped a couple of times. Like when she was trying to get on it, it would slip behind her and make her nervous. Also, to help her be more independent with going by herself, we got her a little stool. This is the one that we got. It's got 2 steps. It's got little rubber tread, so to keep her from slipping. It has handles on the side, which has been really helpful helpful since she's been old enough to and strong enough to be able to pick it up herself and move it in front of the toilet, like when we've moved it out of the way. The potty seat is by Prince Lionheart, and the stool is by Dream Baby. You really want the child to be independent, like I said, and doing as much as possible as they can. We also got some flushable wipes in a little cute container. We did not use those every time because they will stop your toilet up if you use too many. But if you think about their little booties, they've been used to getting a wet wipe every time they've been changed. They're not used to like rough toilet paper. So just to keep it from being irritating, we did use those the first couple of days, and definitely still use those for poop when needed. You also want to make sure you have lots of juice. We are not a big juice family. Gaines does not really get to drink juice at home unless it's a special occasion. But for this process, you want something that will go through them faster and that will get them more opportunities to go to the bathroom. So we had juice on hand, little Capri Suns, so she felt like it was a special treat that she got that. We had apple juice in case she was having trouble pooping, and we made sure and had some snacks and just some things to make it fun. Like I said, you're stuck in the house for 3 days at least. Along those lines, you want to make sure you have some activities, maybe some fun things that they've never seen before. Gaines luckily had just had a birthday, so she had lots of fun birthday presents on backup that she didn't remember or hadn't seen yet. So she had a new little Play-Doh set. She had an easel, and I had gotten her some new finger paints and those types of things that make it fun for her, because the day is going to be stressful, especially the first day, for everybody involved, and so you want to make it as fun as possible for them and feel like it's a special time they're getting to spend with mommy and daddy. You're going to do lots of rewarding, lots of positive reinforcement. We went and bought a bunch of stickers. I think she got to help pick out the stickers that she wanted. I also just went to the dollar section at Target, or you can go to the Dollar Tree, wherever, and bought a bunch of different little $1 little prizes that were nothing big, but they were a big prize for her because they were bigger than a sticker, and I'll explain how that works in a minute. For the cleanup process, make sure you definitely have some extra paper towels or whatever on hand, a mop, some, Clorox.
Shop vac.
Shop vac. We did try to keep most of our activities in the kitchen on the tile or outside. Luckily for us, it was nice weather at the time, so we were able to be outside in areas where there were not rugs. I know some people roll up their rugs. We didn't really do that. We just stayed where the tile was for the most part. And the number one thing about prepping as well is talk about it. Talk to your kid about, if you're ready, you're gonna get to wear big girl panties, you're gonna get to go in the big potty. Let them watch you go to the potty while you're preparing, like the few days before, or the few weeks before, however long before, so that they're familiar with the concept, they know it's gonna happen. Let them know when they go to bed, when we wake up in the morning, you're gonna get to put on your big girl panties for the first time. So that is a really important key, so that they're excited about it and they're mentally prepared. Cullen and I did do some videos on this on our daily vlogging channel, as far as just walking through the process in a vlog style. I'll have a link in the description below to a playlist with all of those videos walking through each day, so you can see some of this expanded a little bit more in those videos. But we are gonna go ahead and start with day one, what you do on day one. When the child wakes up, when Gaines woke up, she was super excited. She knew immediately that this is what we're gonna do because we've been talking about it so much. So the first thing that you do is you want to get rid of all the diapers in the house. You don't want to have a diaper available for you to fall back on. If you get frustrated, you don't want there to be a diaper when the child decides they're gonna ask you for a diaper because they need to go poop. That is not an option. Diapers are done. Bye. Say goodbye to them. Don't get all the ones out of your car. Get all the ones out of wherever you have them hidden, so that you can resist the temptation to get one. So letting the child help is a big part of this. I had Gaines go around with me and gather up all the diapers. For us, we decided the diapers were going to be put in a big box, and we were gonna leave them outside for the mailman to take to babies who needed them. I know a lot of people will have the child just throw them in the trash. I thought that would have been a little traumatic. She's had on a diaper since the day she was born. It's kind of like a thing she's attached to. I just thought that would be weird. So we gave them to the mailman to babies who needed them. So once all the diapers are out, you take off that last diaper, give the baby a wipe down, throw it away, have them throw it away, the dirty diaper, and have them pick out which pair of new underwear they want to put on. The next thing we did was make a sticker chart. This was a basic, simple sticker chart. 3 boxes on the first row with After the 3, there was a star for a prize. For each success, which was either a poop or a pee, she would get a sticker. And once she got 3 stickers, that amounted to a big prize, which was one of the Dollar Tree things. I explained it to her and then put it on the refrigerator at her level so she could be the one to physically put the sticker on herself. That's an important part too. Some methods will tell you to use a timer and take your child every 15 minutes or every 45 minutes or every 20 minutes. We started out that way, but that did not work for her. She was not a fan of the timer. She got to the point where if the timer was going off, she was like, no, I don't wanna go. So it was really strange. So she did better if she was in control and told us when she wanted to go. Oh, look who's up from their nap. Look who's up from their nap. You say hi? You say, whoa, there's some bright lights. So if you wanna use a timer, you can start with that and try, and every 15 minutes say, okay, it's time to go to the potty. You never ask, do you need to go to the potty? That is one of the rules that was really hard for us. You don't ask because as a toddler, they're gonna say no. Or they're just gonna say yes, and they don't know how to answer that question. You say, you either say it's time to go to the potty, or you say, remember to keep your Ariel's dry. Ariel doesn't want to get wet. And then the multiple times you say, don't forget to let me know when you need to go potty. I swear I said that probably every 2 minutes or so. Don't forget to let me know. Remember to keep your panties dry. That was really hard for Cullen. He all the time was like, do you need to go? I'm like, no, you're not supposed to ask that. We got a little frustrated with each other during this process. So avoid that question. Set a timer if you want to. If you don't, let the child kind of go on their own. You do have to follow their cues. That was another really hard kind of draining part of it, is we were constantly watching her facial expressions, her body movements, like was she grabbing herself? Did she suddenly get still and stare off? Those were all signs that we knew, okay, she's about to pee or she's about to poop or whatever. You kind of learn to tell those signs. And when you see that happening, you don't say, do you need to go potty? You say, remember to keep Ariel dry. Don't forget to let me know when you need to go potty. Or you can just say, okay, it's time to go potty, and just take them in there. And that sometimes helps as well. But Gaines was very resistant. No, unless it was her idea. So whatever. Lots and lots of positive reinforcement. So one thing I also did was when I would say, is Ariel still dry? Instead of don't forget to keep her dry, is Ariel still dry? So every maybe 5 minutes I'd ask that, and when she was, yay, good job, that's awesome, give me a high five. So you're rewarding for staying dry as often as you can, making sure to really let them know that you're proud of them for staying dry, and so that they're aware, like, oh, I'm doing a good job, I'm staying dry. If there is an accident, once you see that little pee trickling down their leg or a massive puddle forming on the floor, you immediately grab them, and not grab them forcefully, but say, oh no, uh-oh, and run to the bathroom. You don't want to stop right there and change their underwear right there or clean up anything right then. You run to the bathroom, so they associate the feeling of going to the bathroom with being in the bathroom. Run them to the bathroom. Be happy, not be happy about it.
Oh my God, what are you doing? We got a blader.
You never punished, you never say, no, that's bad. Never give any negative like that. You just say, uh-oh, it's okay, you'll try again next time. Remember to tell me next time when you need to go to the potty. And you let them pick out a new pair of underwear, get them cleaned up, and then back to life as it was before. You never want to lay them down to change their underwear or change their clothes again. That takes them back to being the baby stage, getting their diaper changed. Always change them standing up from here on out, or at least until they get this down really well. Gaines actually pooped the very first day, but then she got scared for whatever reason, and I know this happens to a lot of kids. She got peeing in the potty pretty quick. Well, I say pretty quick. It was day 4 when that seemed to really click. So it was definitely a little bit longer than 3 days, but by that point she still was having poop accidents. So it was something that we really needed to address further. So we were really more cautious about, let us know if you need to go. Let us know if you need to go. One thing, I started doing research and like looking up other ideas and things. One thing that was suggested was getting a baby doll and having the baby doll sit on the potty, one of those ones that actually pees or whatever, and letting her watch that. We got a couple Tootsie Rolls and snuck them behind the baby doll so that it looked like poop came out. And so the baby would sit on the potty and we'd be like, oh, watch her go poopy, and make all the sounds and make it all dramatic and all that. And then, wow, the baby poopied in the potty. And I kid you not, within a couple of hours of that, Gaines pooped in the potty for the first time. I think that was super helpful. We also got some Mother's Bliss constipation ease because it had been like 2 days since she'd pooped, and so I felt like she might have been backed up. And that is not like a laxative, it just helps it not be so firm and so hard. And so it was easier for her to get it out. And then kind of by accident, we actually, after she had an accident one time, we just hadn't put her underwear back on her. And I know several people have talked about going commando. It helps a lot. That was also a key to getting her to go poop. She started asking to put her panties on, and then she started asking for a diaper, and I knew she needed to go. So I was like, oh yeah, and then she said she wanted to take a bath, because she was like, I guess I'll just poop in the bathtub if they won't let me put on a diaper. But eventually, after we said, no, the diapers are all gone, and why don't you just wait on your panties? I've got to wash them, or, you know, whatever excuse. And she finally did it in the potty, because I think the fear of releasing it and it going somewhere was scary. So she didn't want to go on the floor, but it worked in the potty. So that, I know, is a lot of times the hardest part for kids. Commando worked, and the baby doll, seeing the baby doll poop also helped. Some of the information that I looked at said to completely take away diapers for naps and nighttime. We braved it out and did naps at first, and she has done really great with staying dry. She's never really had too big of a problem with that unless she's been sick or overtired. So most of the time, and when we started potty training from day one, she did not have an accident during nap. Your child may have an accident, but just know that that's part of the process. Be prepared to clean sheets, be prepared for naps to not go super great the first couple days. But nighttime, we decided to just go with letting her wear a pull-up, because that's a really long time to go without peeing when she's not used to it. And we didn't want to interrupt her sleep. It was already a stressful time, and so we wanted to make sure she got her sleep, and we kind of wanted sleep too, because we had a newborn at the time. So the methods in the books that I read, one was 3 days to potty train any child without driving everyone crazy. I had to look at that one because it's kind of a crazy title. The other one is on 3daypottytraining.com, and they actually have an ebook that you can download, and it's super quick to read and has lots of helpful suggestions. A lot of the stuff that I've said that I've learned from them, but it's a helpful website and a helpful resource. As far as going out in public, we actually did that on day 2, as was suggested in one book that I read. Other books say don't go out in public for the whole 3 days, and I kind of wish we hadn't, because she ended up having a couple of accidents and it seemed a little bit more traumatizing for her. So we waited to go back out in public until we knew that she had kind of gotten it had clicked, and somewhere we knew we could be really close to the potty. And you'll kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work for your child with that as you go on. But just go ahead and plan to be in the house for at least 3 days, maybe 4 or 5, however long it takes. I know this has been a really long video, but this is a super big deal in the life of toddlers and the life of parents of toddlers, and I wanted to make sure that I covered everything and didn't leave anything out as far as the methods that we used, because I get a lot of questions about it. It is still going great. Once it clicked for Gaines, she was accident free for like an entire week, didn't have any accidents at all. And then I had heard from other people, sometimes after a week or two, they will have a little bit of a regression, and she all of a sudden had a few accidents and then got back on track. Now since, after week 2, she's been completely potty trained. She goes in public bathrooms, she goes at home, she'll run in there and go, and we won't even know where she went, and all of a sudden she's like, Mommy, I went poopy. So it's been really great, and it's been successful, and we're super proud of her. And we're a little bit proud of ourselves for surviving potty training the first kid. We still have another one to go. If y'all have any questions that I did not address, please leave comments below, and I'll try to get back to as many as I can. There will also be some info in the description, like I said, the potty seat, the stool, all of that will be listed below. Leave a comment below and let me know of any techniques that worked with your kid for potty training, things that I might not have mentioned, or a different way that you did it. That could also be helpful for other people to read, or maybe suggestions for when we're working with Brooks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy potty training, and I will